Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Great North Gardener. I'm so excited for today's video because we're going to be building some awesome DIY garden trellis. That's right, we're going to get our hands dirty, learn some new skills, and by the end of it, you lot will have transformed your gardens into a proper green paradise. Now, whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this video is for you. We'll be covering 3 different types of trellises: metal, wood, and wire. So you can choose the one that best suits your style and your plant's needs. I can't wait to get started and show you how easy and fun it is to build your own trellis at home. So grab your tools, put on your gardening gloves, and let's get building. First up, we're going to tackle the metal trellis. Now don't worry, you don't need to be a blacksmith to make this one. We're going for simple, sturdy, and super effective. For this project, you're going to need some metal rods. You can usually find these at any good hardware store. Now, the thickness of the rods will depend on how heavy duty you want your trellis to be. I'm using 1/2-inch rods because I want something that can handle some seriously impressive climbers. Next, you'll need some connectors to join those rods together. You can use metal brackets, clamps, or even just some good old-fashioned wire. The key here is to make sure everything is nice and secure. We don't want any trellis mishaps when your plants are in full bloom. Once you've got your rods and connectors sorted, it's time to start building. Now, the design is completely up to you. You can go for a classic square or rectangular shape, or get creative with a circular or even a diamond pattern. Remember, this is your chance to unleash your inner artist. As you're putting the pieces together, make sure to double check that everything is lined up properly and securely fastened. We want this trellis to last for years to come, and there you have it, a sturdy, stylish metal trellis that's ready to support your climbing plants. One of the best things about using metal is that it's incredibly durable. It can withstand the elements, so you don't have to worry about it rotting or warping like wood can sometimes do. Plus, a metal trellis can add a really cool industrial vibe to your garden. Now, if you're after a more rustic, natural look for your garden, then a wooden trellis is the way to go. And the best part is, it's surprisingly easy to make. First things first, you need to choose the right wood. Now, I'm a big fan of cedar or redwood because they're naturally resistant to rotten insects. Plus, they've got that gorgeous reddish-brown color that just screams cozy garden vibes. Once you've got your wood, it's time to break out the measuring tape and saw. Again, the design is totally up to you, but for this example, let's go with a classic lattice pattern. You'll need to cut the wood into thin strips and then use a hammer and nails to create the crisscross design. Now here's a little tip for you. Before you start nailing everything together, lay out all your pieces on the ground first. That way, you can make sure everything is spaced evenly and that you're happy with the overall look. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of headaches and possibly some hammer-related injuries later on. Once you've got all your lattice pieces assembled, it's time to create the frame. This is basically just a simple rectangle that goes around the outside of the lattice to give it some extra support. You can use thicker pieces of wood for this part, or even some leftover strips from your lattice. And there you have it, a beautiful rustic wooden trellis that will add instant charm to your garden. I'm telling you, once you see those climbing roses or honeysuckle vines winding their way up this trellis, you'll be so glad you went for the wooden option. Alright, now for those of you who want a trellis that's quick, easy, and super versatile, look no further than the wire trellis. This one is perfect for renters, beginners, or anyone who wants a more minimalist look in their garden. All you need for this project is some sturdy wire mesh and some way to attach it to a wall or fence. You can use hooks, screws, or even just some heavy-duty staples. Now, when it comes to wire mesh, you've got a few different options. You can go for the classic chicken wire look or choose something with a slightly larger grid pattern. It really just depends on the size and weight of the plants you're planning to grow. Once you've got your wire mesh sorted, it's time to install it. This is where things get really easy. Simply measure out the area where you want your trellis to go, and then cut the wire mesh to size using wire cutters. Next, attach the mesh to your wall or fence using your chosen method. Make sure it's nice and taut, so it can support the weight of your plants. And that's it. You've got yourself a simple, effective wire trellis that's ready to go. One of the best things about wire trellises is that they're incredibly flexible, both literally and figuratively. You can easily bend and shape them to fit any space, and they're great for growing a wide variety of plants. For example, if you're short on space, you can create a vertical garden using a wire trellis. Just attach it to a wall or fence, and then plant some climbing veggies like cucumbers, beans, or even tomatoes. And there you have it. 3 easy-to-build DIY garden trellises that will transform your outdoor space. Whether you're going for rustic charm, industrial chic, or simple elegance, there's a trellis design here for everyone. Now, I want to see your creations. Once you've built your very own trellis masterpiece, take a picture and share it in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome gardening tips and tricks. Until next time, happy gardening.